I know, I could just click off the video and not watch it, but where's the fun in that? Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. Today I'm going to be reacting to Freelee's second channel. It was originally called Women's Weight Loss Expert, but she recently changed it because that original name is inaccurate because she is not an expert of anything. It is now called The Frugivore. So her very first video on this new channel of hers was a response video to Stephanie Buttermore. She's got a great personality. She's incredibly honest and open about her entire health journey, and it really has put a lot of things into perspective for me. Stephanie Buttermore is really trying to take her health incredibly serious and just improve her life. And Freelee is just, talking mad shit because that's what she does. I've already watched that video and I want to watch something new and I want to get angry in a new way. So this video that I'm picking is from 2 months ago. Another low fruit vegan quits, ... and it's Freelee's fault. And it looks like it's a response video to previously known as Brianna Jackfruitson. I think she's changed her name since then. I used to watch her channel like way back in the day, like years ago. Her videos tended to be the same, kind of boring, but I haven't revisited her videos in a while, so they may have changed. So let's watch this one.
You are a frugivore. Just accept it. Just accept it. That's what you are.
So starting out strong with a blatant false statement, awesome, and I hate that Freelee's shirt is cute and I like it. And it's kind of in the same vein as mine, except for the fact that I don't feel the need to show off my stomach, in every video.
Can we eat 10 fruit a day? How about 20 fruit a day? It's actually been put to the test.
20 fruit a day. Sounds familiar, right? Yes, I show my results. Because why, you want me to wear a potato sack? You want me to just cover my body up and pretend I don't have good results after 13 years of high fruit?
Her results are kind of gross. Like, she's a grown woman. She should have the figure of a woman. She has, like, no curves. Her results are not achievable for everyone, for the average female.
Alana Blanchard, who is a pro surfer, wrote, "You look amazing. I became vegan watching your YouTube videos 8 years ago."
Freelee and the information she provided me for free is the reason I am here today. She's the reason that I am able to make videos.
If you don't know who Freelee the Banana Girl is, I think I typed in something.
Why is she mocking me then?
I feel like that reaction that Brianna had, I'm not sure, is the reaction I think everyone has when they hear the words Freelee the Banana Girl. It's just, gotta take a deep breath before diving into that one.
Brianna was never vegan. Just like Ivana and Elise.
Yay! We get to hear this speech again. I feel like we could skip it, but why skip it? Because it's a classic. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the age-old classic speech of, once you go vegan, you're vegan for life. And if you stop being vegan, you were never vegan in the first place, because that really matters. Even though I thought it was all about the animals. And if it was all about the animals, then these little labels shouldn't matter this much.
Elise met a man, got into weight training, got obsessed with protein, thought they needed more protein from animals, starved themselves. All these girls are into this cleansing.
The Brianna breakdown. Was never vegan, in it for the looks, plant-based poser. Freelee, you're a weight loss expert poser. Came to lifestyle with a serious eating disorder, as a lot of girls do. Never followed my recommendations, instead ate around 1,000 calories a day and starved herself. You shouldn't eat 1,000 calories a day. Obviously that is too little. You should not follow Freelee's recommendations because she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. Was not a raw foodist or even high fruit. Just like Elise and Giovanna, she ate higher fat and protein for years before going back. Said it was a blessing finding me because I helped her not fear foods and carbs. I did not promote a zero-fat diet, which is actually impossible. Such a lie, because for years, and she still does, she spewed this high-carb, low-fat to the point of almost no fat. Like, Cook with water. Don't cook with oil. Have avocados like once a week or like fat sources once a week, but never oil. That is promoting like a zero fat diet. It's not coming out straight and saying zero fat, do not consume any fat, but it's implied, and she still promotes that. I bought into it. Like, I'm sitting here telling you, like, I bought into it. I'm still, to this day, like every single day, fighting through the idea that fat is bad. Like, she spews the fat you eat is the fat you wear bullshit. That is fear-mongering towards fat. I know how important fat is for your body. It's a macronutrient, for God's sake. Like, it's important. You need it. Your body needs it. And I understand the science. I understand the health implications. I understand it. Like, I have the knowledge, but I still have that fear inside of me, and I have to fight through it to eat fat like every single day. And she is here being like, I do not promote this. I'm like, yes, you do. You did, you do, and you're going to continue to do it.
Hey, Free Woman. Welcome back to the Free World channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that now. Press the subscribe button, but also press the bell icon, because YouTube is unlikely to send my videos to you otherwise. So today's video is a response to Brianna Jackson's Why I'm No Longer Vegan video. And a lot of you probably don't know who she is, which is a good thing, okay? But this video is still needed.
She's like, it's a good thing you don't know who this person is. And now I'm going to show her video in its entirety showing who she is so that, you know, my whole audience can go watch her stuff. But it's a good thing you don't know about her. But here's an opportunity to know everything about her. At the end of the day, it's all for views, whatever. Brianna Jackfruitson is now just Brianna Jackson. Jackson, did she say? It was like 5 seconds ago and I've already forgotten. You probably should eat more carbs.
So as you know, I've done videos on Elise Raw Alignment Park or whatever, and also Rovana in the past, and it took me a long time. This video is a little bit quicker because I just don't want to dwell too much on these fake vegans. And before we go on, make sure you vote on this video. If you want to see more of these response videos to YouTubers, diet videos, make sure you give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can't give it a thumbs down, just do something if you want to see more of these videos. Alright, so I had someone on Instagram actually contact me and say, this raw foodist, Brianna Jackson, has gone back to eating meat. And I'm like, hang on a second. Brianna Jackson, I know this name, okay? Brianna Jackson, who's been eating everything, basically, that is, like, plant-based, apparently, the past 4 years. She hasn't been a raw foodist at all. You know, she's been eating cooked food. She's been eating cooked food for the past 4 years. Why are you calling her a raw foodist?
Not even high fruit. Like, that's the only way you can, you know, be a vegan is if you eat massive amounts of fruit. I'm trying to remember, did I eat fruit yesterday? No.
It's like, if you enter the movement as a raw foodist through my recommendations, you find the lifestyle, because I'm the biggest voice out there. I'm the one pushing it out there and have been for a long time.
I'm pretty sure in Freelee's mind, she invented veganism. I guess it's a movement if, like, you are an activist, I guess, and you're very public about your activism, I guess, then it's technically a movement. It's not a movement, it's just a choice. Like, your whole life does not have to be defined by a single choice you make.
It doesn't make you a raw foodist for life, okay? Can we please be accurate? You know, more accurately, she was eating, there's her friend Healthy Crazy Cool Miles, she was eating more, like he recommends, more fats and even more protein as well, because she's into this whole bodybuilding thing, and she's, you know, there's people out there in the vegan movement who are promoting excess protein for no goddamn reason.
Maybe they're athletes and they need it. There's always going to be a reason for the way a person eats.
So as you can see from these videos, sure, she was having a little bit of fruit still, but if you click on the videos, she's having processed food, she's having higher fat.
She's like talking about fat like it's a bad thing, yet in her mind, she's not promoting a low-fat, zero-fat diet, yet she's fear-mongering in reference to fat. What's wrong with wanting to eat a higher fat diet if, like, your body responds better to that?
So she's eating a more, if you will, balanced plant-based diet. That's what everyone likes to call it, balanced, when you eat a whole lot of processed and high fat food.
Yes, that is balanced, because you have a balance between all the macros and all types of food. That is balance. I don't know what Freelee thinks balance means. Apparently in her mind it means eliminate a macronutrient for no reason. That's not balance. That's elimination. That's like the opposite of balance. This is balance, and you eliminate it. It's not balanced with anything.
So as you can see, that is firstly incorrect. Please stop representing raw foodism and raw tofu incorrectly. This is what she has in common also with Giovanna and also with Elise. They were both eating a higher fat cooked food, higher protein diet for years before they went back to eating their friends. Let's just establish that. And I see this pattern a lot. They're not going back from eating fruit. It's rarely happening like that. They're actually going back from eating higher fat and high protein and thinking they need even more protein and rubbish like that.
I kind of spaced out from it. Did she just say protein is rubbish? It's insulting that Freelee for a time referred to herself as an expert. And I'm sure she still refers to herself as an expert on whatever. She just speaks. And whatever comes out of her mouth is like wrong. Just incorrect. I'm not an expert. I don't have all the answers. I'm still figuring shit out. And I'm not going to tell you, like, listen to me because I know best and I invented this movement. Like, I'm not going to sit here and talk out of my ass like that. Like, I know I don't know everything. She's learned what she wants to learn and she's decided that is 100% truth.
So let's go over here for a start and let's hear a little bit of what she has to say.
I feel like I'm a little bit late to the party making this video, but here goes nothing. Hello.
Hang on. So who starts the video saying a video about going back to exploiting and killing innocent animals? Like, I'm a bit late to the party. It's not a freaking party, Brianna. This is really serious. You have gone from being seemingly compassionate to animals and thinking it was the wrong thing to do. Remember, you called out Nico Avocado for doing the Why I'm No Longer Vegan video. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. You called him out and said it was cruel to animals, and now you're doing exactly the same thing. It's not a freaking party, it's a freaking train wreck. That's what it is.
My lovelies, I had a wonderful day so far. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing why I am no longer vegan. If any of you aren't aware, I was vegan for 7 years. And
No, honey, you were not vegan.
Freelee has a formula in place for these reaction videos. Make sure to mention that you are no longer vegan, talk about fruit, try to make yourself cry about the animals, yet you can't, and then bash protein and fat, and then you've got a Freelee video. Oh, and also just contradict yourself constantly.
Brianna, you were not vegan. You were clearly a plant-based poser.
If we're gonna go by Freelee's definition, okay, so she wasn't a vegan because veganism is for life. Okay, so then she was plant-based. She was not fake about that. She was eating a plant-based diet. There's nothing fake about that. That's what poser implies is fakeness. It wasn't fake. It really happened.
So a little bit of a backstory on Brianna. She came to my festival 2015 or 2016. I didn't meet her or anything like that, but she was making videos like against my recommendations at the time, which is really strange to come to someone's festival and then make videos against their recommendations. So it's like, why did you come? Why did you come to my festival?
I would love to meet Freelee. Like, that's why I would go to an event with Freelee. Talk to her. I wanna see her in person. See if, like, she really is, like, this big of a meanie. People go to events for people they dislike.
So at the time, I recognized that she had an eating disorder. She was clearly starving herself on a raw food diet. And I don't support that, okay? I've never supported that. I don't support fasting, which is just starvation as well, juice feasting, under-eating on a raw food diet. Never supported that, okay? So when these people are like, oh, you know, Freelee caused her eating disorder, it's like, where do you get off? You know, what are you talking about? Even Brianna herself doesn't blame me, which would be ridiculous, for her eating disorder. Let's have a little bit of a quick look at this video. Do I blame Freelee for my eating disorder? And let's have a little bit of a listen here.
As I've said many times on my own YouTube channel, when I've spoken about my vegan journey and my past with an eating disorder, I had suffered with an eating disorder for years before I even had any clue who the hell Freelee was. I was diagnosed with anorexia when I was 12 years old.
Freelee does not need to take responsibility for another person's eating disorder. Absolutely not. The individual needs to take responsibility for their own actions, their own eating disorder, their own poor choices, their own disordered eating habits. 100% it is not Freelee's fault. However, Freelee puts out dietary recommendations within veganism, which is very attractive to people with an eating disorder. So people who have an eating disorder become vegan or fall into the trap of watching Freelee's stuff, become vegan because of that. And she is putting out dietary recommendations that exacerbates that person's eating disordered behaviors and views towards food. Like, Freelee puts out low fat, a low fat recommendation, which is an eating disorder mentality trait. So she doesn't need to take responsibility, but she does need to recognize that her words can influence people. And she wants to be an influencer. She wants to influence people, yet she refuses to acknowledge that she may be influencing people in a negative way.
Years old,
12.
and then, you know, my relationship with...
Seriously, okay.
Okay, we're not reacting to her video on blaming Freelee. We're reacting to her no longer vegan video. So let's get back to that. Oh, it looks like Freelee's going to talk about herself for a while. Surprise, surprise.
So Brianna has always been a plant-based poser. Even on her recent video, I'm proud. I've changed and I'm proud. How can you be proud about going back to eating your friends? It's completely unnecessary, it's cruel, and it just shows that you've always been a plant-based poser. It's just a narcissistic pursuit for you. You had an eating disorder, and then you brought that sick eating disorder mentality to a healthy lifestyle, to a raw vegan and a raw tofu and a vegan lifestyle. This is important to establish. She had a serious eating disorder, and she was drastically under-eating, like eating 1,000 calories a day as a raw foodist. This is unhealthy. It's unhealthy to eat that little calories on any diet. You know, so stop blaming fruit. You know, see, I saw these comments, one from Kicking Geese on her video. I like this woman, okay? I'm just disappointed that she wrote this comment. She's got a cool channel if you want to check it out. It's quite funny. She's a comedian. She writes, another fruit dieter bites the dust. Hang on a second. Okay. This is not about fruit. This is about someone having a serious eating disorder, bringing it to this lifestyle, bringing it to a fruit lifestyle, under-eating and getting issues and feeling crap. Like, is that the fruit's fault? No, it's not. Is that Freelee's fault? No, it's not. So please, take some responsibility as individuals. Please stop spreading around this misinformation that fruit causes eating disorders. You are a frugivore. Just accept it.
I totally forgot. Part of the formula for a Freelee video is to go on a rant about how we're frugivores, which we're not. We're not even herbivores. Please stop. Thank you.
Just accept it. That's what you are. And frugivores are meant to get most of their calories from fruit. Like, it's like I'm living in this twilight zone. I don't know what world I live in anymore.
You live in your own frickin' world where apparently you can just decide facts, even when all the proof doesn't point to that. That's the world Freelee lives in, not the actual world that the rest of us live in. She lives in her own little privileged world of fruitarianism.
So many frugivores who have no idea who are shitting on fruit. It's like, if someone has an eating disorder, how can you then blame the food that they begin to eat or the lifestyle that they begin to follow? You know, I've always recommended unlimited calories. Yes, eat as much as you care for. This is very important during recovery. And one person who has, well, we're going to go a little bit more into this, but one person who has benefited greatly from this is Lily, okay? I put this video up a while back, and she may not eat raw tofu or raw food anymore, but this is her story, and this is the truth of it. So listen up.
That girl gave me every single piece of information I needed to turn my life around for myself.
And we don't care about that. We want Brianna. Let's get back to that.
And as I said, you know, finding Freelee, it was a blessing in a way, because the one thing that she really did for me was show me that I didn't have to be scared about eating a certain quantity of food. You know, throughout my whole life, I thought I have to eat like a tiny little amount of food, and I can only eat vegetables and like the lowest calorie food out there, and I have to really restrict my portions, and I have to be super duper skinny and only eat, you know, like a tiny small meal per day. Carbs should not be feared, and you can eat.
We don't care about that video. We want the no longer vegan video.
You know, it's like after I helped you, and then you're just like, just mocking me. You know, the amount of, the lack of gratitude is just incredible with these spoiled children.
Do you want to talk about spoiled? Fruit is not cheap. The diet that Freelee is promoting, this high fruit diet, is so expensive, because not only is fruit way expensive, you have to eat a lot of it. That means you're spending a lot more. You want to talk about spoiled? Freelee is promoting a way of eating that the vast majority of the world cannot afford. Cannot afford to eat like this. We are not meant to live off of fruit. And most of us will go broke if we tried to do that.
Something like weight loss diet or something to do with weight loss on YouTube. Obviously, while I was so fucked in the head, on the verge of death, still trying to lose weight. And
yeah, so she was in a really bad place, still trying to lose weight, because this has always been about looks for her. This has always just been me, narcissistic, plant-based poser. And I understand, because...
What about Freelee? It's all about looks with her, because she's always showing off her body. She's always saying, like, look at the results that I have. It's less of a, you know, selfish thing for Brianna, because it's no longer about looks for her. She wanted to get better. And sometimes when in recovery, you have to push aside what I'm gonna look like. Like, okay, I'm gonna gain weight. I'm gonna look different, but my health is going to benefit from that change. And it's no longer about how you look. It's about how you feel. It's about your health. It's about your internal, well-being. There's nothing selfish about taking care of yourself.
This culture teaches women to be obsessed with how they look. That you're not good enough, you're ugly, you're like second grade, you're not good enough unless you look a certain way. And I understand that. And me showing my body and showing my results is a way for me to get to these girls. Because I grew up like that too. To get to these girls and to finally bring them to the lifestyle where they don't have to restrict anymore. They don't have to eat raw till 4. They don't have to eat all raw. That's your choice. And that's your choice. You should always take responsibility for that, not blame someone else. Okay, so, like a lot of these girls, they went to eating more cooked food, and that's fine. It doesn't make it healthier.
The way Freelee says, that's fine, is like the way a girlfriend, like when a boy, like your boyfriend or partner is like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. When like really she wants to like strangle him. That's how Freelee is. She's like, I guess it's fine. It's fine. I'm super passive aggressive, but it's fine. Like, cooked food is going to kill you, but it's fine.
Doesn't make my recommendations wrong, but if it's more sustainable for them and it keeps them on this path, then I'm happy. Go for it.
Earlier, she was blaming the fact that this girl was eating more cooked foods before going back. Like, that's what, led her down the path of going back to eating meat and animal products. But it's fine. Thanks for the contradictions.
That's when Freelee popped up, and that's how I found out about her. Now, if you guys don't know who Freelee the Banana Girl is, she's a vegan YouTuber. She's primarily raw vegan, but she has a very interesting way of promoting veganism. But, at the time...
when she's saying an interesting way of promoting veganism, I'm not 100% sure of what she means there. I've reached out to a lot of celebrities and, YouTubers and showing them how to, do the lifestyle and why it's important to eat a lot of fruit. Yes, I show my results because, you want me to wear a potato sack? You want me to just cover my body up and pretend I don't have good results after 13 years of high fruit? I'm not going to do that, okay? That's ridiculous. I'm here to actually show the results, and that's why so many women have come to this lifestyle via my influence, via me pushing it out there so much and showing the healthy results. If they don't stick to the lifestyle, that's up to them.
I stumbled upon Freelee and I loved the way she looked because she looked like an anorexic twig. I'm not gonna lie, she was like really, really thin and I wanted to be like that. I ate like her and I got really thin and lost a lot of weight. And this was after trying to recover. I couldn't do it anymore because it was just so boring. I am not built or made to look like Freelee naturally. I do not have the same genes as her. My ethnicity is different from her. Those things do play a part in the way your body naturally holds fat or burns fat. But when I just started eating an actually balanced diet and started working out and balancing working out and eating and making sure I ate enough, and I just let my body do its thing, I'm not gonna look like her. When you're actually healthy, you're not gonna look like someone else. You might look like someone who has similar genes as you, but you're not gonna look like Freelee. She's like, people come to this lifestyle and they see how I look and then they follow it and they get, the same results. I'm like, no one's gonna get the same results. I'm sorry.
They can always eat less, eat more, go to a cooked plant-based dietary aspect of veganism as well. That's always their choice.
Being in my eating disordered mind, all I saw was her body. I just saw how lean she was, how skinny she was, and she flaunted that.
Shouldn't Freelee be a bit concerned that girls with like anorexia idolize her body as lean and thin and frail? I would be concerned. That worries me. Freelee has the body that shows up in like thinspo posts. Like, does that not worry her that she's like an anorexic inspiration for people? That would upset me.
She's always kind of flaunted what a low body fat percentage that she had, and I was already...
I've never flaunted that I have a low body fat percentage.
When you show off your body the way you do, and in her earlier videos, the way she showed off like legs this thin, and stomach like sunken in, and arms like the size of that, that's flaunting your low body fat. Physically showing it off is bragging about it.
I've just said I'm lean and I'm showing my results. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all, okay? It's healthy to be a lean human, frugivore.
It's healthy to be lean, but when your body fat percentage is below a healthy average, you're no longer within the realm of health.
It's how we're meant to be. People are getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and it's not healthy. Stop pretending that this is healthy. Okay, it's not.
She talks about like helping girls recover from their eating disorder, but like trading one eating disorder for another is not recovery. That's not curing anything. You didn't help anything. You just said, you're starving yourself. Now eat a lot, but fear fat. Like, that's still an eating disorder.
And it's from recommendations from people who are uneducated.
But it's a good idea to take recommendation from an uneducated Freelee.
You know, they simply are uneducated, and I have educated myself on the human body. So I actually understand optimal human nutrition.
Except you're still saying we're frugivores.
Okay, so I'm not going to listen to any more of her kind of excuses for going back to eating animals.
Instead, let's listen to, videos praising Freelee.
Let's have a look at how many views I have on my channel. On my main channel that has now been suppressed since 2016 by YouTube. So on my main channel, I have 334 million views. This is huge, okay? Started in 2007. So go to any of your favorite vegan YouTubers, plant-based YouTube, whatever, and have a look at their about page. Have a look at how many views they've got. This is going to tell you the impact they've had thus far for veganism.
Like, just because you have, 300 million views doesn't mean you've had an impact. I'm sure a lot of those views are people who don't like you, Freelee. You've impacted them in a negative way in the fact that they don't like you, or people like me who looked up to you and then realized you're full of crap. I cannot be inspired by someone who speaks lies. Just because you have a lot of views doesn't mean you're having a positive impact.
So you can see that I have reached so many people with this message, and Raw to 4 went viral, and that was the intention. My intention was to reach a lot of young women caught in that dieting mentality
and bring them into an even more disordered way of eating.
And bring them to an ethical lifestyle where they can eat as much as they want.
It's one thing to eat in a way that's morally justified by, animals aren't dying. You do have an impact on the way the environment is, but if you're killing yourself and you are destroying your internal wellness, that's not morally justified. You too are an animal. Sometimes you do have to put yourself first and figure out, how do I live? How do I survive?
And not worry anymore and be healthy. And so many people are still vegan as a result of my influence and my recommendations. I have messages every single day. I even got the attention of the biggest female YouTuber at the time, Jenna Marbles, even Shane Dawson as well, tried to be vegan, but he at least spoke about it. He had me on his channel. I got their attention. Carly Bible. There's so many more. Joey Graceffa who went back, but I can't control when people go back. I can't, force ethics into them.
I hate when vegans act as though you can't eat meat and also be ethically conflicted. I think it's about understanding the impact a person has and then catering it to your life to the best of your ability. I mean, that truly is what veganism means. It means excluding or eliminating the exploitation and killing of animals for food, entertainment, and all that stuff, to the best of your abilities, based on your means. And maybe for some people, they can't be 100% all the time. Like, that's just not feasible for them. And people need to accept that and be like, people are trying. Except for psychopaths, no one really wants anyone else to suffer. Sometimes for some people, when it comes down to it, am I going to let my family starve and suffer? Am I going to let my children starve and suffer in the name of veganism? If you are a caregiver of any kind to anyone else, your priority is them. And in some cases, that means they're going to eat meat. That means they're going to eat eggs. That means they're going to eat dairy. Like, that just is what it is. You're still a morally sound person, though.
I can only educate them as far as possible. And that's what I try to do with Brianna, with everybody, is to educate on the importance of ethics. Because veganism is not a diet about you. Veganism is a lifestyle about animals, about animal liberation. And to say my recommendations cause people to go back to eating animals, it just is ridiculous. I'm not your mummy. I'm not your mummy, okay? I may have brought you or brought someone else to this lifestyle, and they have gone back because they have been, all about their looks and calorie restriction, but that's not my fault. Take responsibility. I'm here giving free videos.
Oh, I'm done. I think when a person has to defend themselves so much, I think part of them does feel guilty. If you have nothing to feel guilty about, you don't have to defend and create excuses and explain yourself constantly and like get enraged when people don't do what you want. I meant to mention in my Christina Glows video, the reason why I wanted to react to her video is because she is on a recovery journey, and I feel as though she is sending mixed messages. And the same with Freelee. She speaks as though she's helping people with eating disorders, yet she promotes a disordered way of eating. That's why I am reacting to channels like them. So that is this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy it, you can give it a thumbs down. That is cool too. Be sure to subscribe if you are not subscribed already, and be sure to hit the notification bell to be notified of all future uploads. If you have any comments, questions, video suggestions, anything at all, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Hopefully with less frizzy hair. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, all right. Bye.